Good evening and welcome to another episode of Know My Neighborhood, KSAT's monthly neighborhood newscast where we take our show on the road and give neighbors a voice. Plus, we're going to learn about the places that make our city great. Tonight, we invite you to downtown San Antonio.
And what a time to be here during the city's citywide party fiesta. But once all the cascarones have been cracked, the parade bleachers have been taken down, what remains here are the people who call downtown home.
Indeed. And tonight we are coming to you live from Civic Park in the heart of San Antonio, right next to Hemisphere. Off to our right, actually, they're setting up for La Semana Alegre, which takes place tomorrow. And you know, the Tower of the Americas, as we take a look at that, I think, is just one of the places that make downtown so unique.
There is, of course, the Alamo, the Riverwalk, the businesses, and yes, the tourists. They are all part of this downtown ecosystem. And I think we all here in San Antonio have an idea of what we consider downtown, but we're going to talk about the boundaries first.
Yes, the Neighborhood Association, or as they call themselves, the Urbanistas, basically say downtown encompasses the area between I-35 and West Cesar Chavez, from Elm Street to I-10. And also, there's a small sliver of Broadway included in that.
One of the things that makes downtown so special, there's history on every single corner here. And what's neat is you can see what San Antonio was and also what it's becoming.
There are just so many things to see down here. So what is it like to live in downtown San Antonio? What is life as a local like? Here's a tour.
Kicking off this tour here at the KSAT studios and checking out downtown like so many people do on one of these hop-on, hop-off trolleys. We've got Jesse and Amina here with us. You both live downtown. You're going to be our unofficial tour guides for the day. But first, I want to make sure you're okay with who's behind the wheel. Check it out.
Hello, Jesse, Amina. Welcome to Old Town Trolleys. I will be your conductor for the day / tour guide. Tipping is not mandatory, but it is encouraged. What do you think are the biggest misconceptions about downtown?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Downtown isn't just for tourists anymore.
Also, I think about like the crime, I would say. Of course, downtown we have our, we need some improvements, and I know there's a lot of things that are being done, but I feel relatively very safe as a single woman living by herself downtown.
Crime happens everywhere, no matter where you are, no matter what the city you're in. But you're in the core of downtown San Antonio. You know, you're around tourists, you're around residents. I actually feel a lot safer being downtown because of those aspects.
What's it like living in a tourist hotspot?
I personally love it. I think it's, you know, I told myself that when I moved downtown, you need to be prepared. You have to know that you're going to hear the rambling of the Spurs winds downtown, down Commerce Street. Yeah, you're going to hear the horns of Fiesta for 2+ weeks. San Antonians love to party. And it's just one of those things that you just know.
That's why I moved downtown, because I wanted to be in the middle of all the happenings. And I love that I'm so close to the happenings of Fiesta and the noises and the celebration, because I'm right there in the center of it and I feel that energy, and so I love it a lot.
How do you approach the homeless situation downtown?
Unfortunately, I see a lot of the same transient population. They're definitely neighbors, and they're being affected by a lot of the different things that are going on downtown as well.
All the construction that's down here, what's that like?
Yeah, navigating construction even by walking to me is a challenge, because of course the Google Maps and everything aren't caught up yet to construction, or because it changes so often.
I wish we had more bike lanes, and I do see that hopefully in the near future. But I would like us to be more of a pedestrian-friendly city as well. After those of us, like we did, getting rid of our car. But when I hear the club trolleys going and people are ringing bells and screaming, I know they're having a good time, so I'm having a great time. And it's bringing joy to living down here.
End of the line for the tour. I appreciate your company and your insight into your neighborhood. And as you approach KSAT, remember, don't feed the anchors. All right, that was so much fun. Hanging out on the trolley, getting the tour of downtown as tourists do. And really, I mean, talking to people who, they walk out their front door and somebody says, can you tell me where the Alamo is?
Yeah.
They got the Riverwalk in their backyard.
They love that. They love living down here where so many tourists go. But what I remember about talking to Jesse and Amina, when we said, what are your favorite businesses downtown? Everyone they named were local businesses. There are so many of those down here. And I think people forget that sometimes.
Yeah. And they'd like more.
Yeah.
I mean, they were very clear about the fact they'd like more local businesses downtown, especially on the Riverwalk.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's one of the things they're looking forward to.
If people are just joining us at home, you're watching Know My Neighborhood Downtown, where we are showing you what it's like to live here, what it's like to call downtown home, life as a local, and our stories are just getting started.
Yeah, and we are at Civic Park, right across the street from La Villita, where NIOSA is taking place. And if you want to talk about road construction, that's one of the frustrating things about living downtown. You know what? We felt it just getting here. Adam Caskey felt it just crossing the street, getting over to NIOSA. He joined us now live from La Villita.
Oh, baby! You know, living in this neighborhood, I don't know how I would do it. I couldn't make it to work any night because I'd want to be down at NIOSA every time. Hey, check out Shane over here. Look at the custom footwear. I mean, that is awesome. Look at that. I asked him about it, you know, what's the inspiration? Just being awesome, just being different, and being cool. Had to get those custom made. Exactly, my man. I love it. Obviously, everybody's here having a good time. We got our food going. There's chicken on a stick. There's meat. There's chalupas. There's everything. There's a lot of cups getting stacked already. You know, it's La Villita, it's NIOSA. The weather, it could be hotter. It could be worse. We've felt worse than this in fiestas past. We do have some storm chances coming our way and some misty, drizzly dampness to talk about, and we'll get into all of that in just a bit.
Cups, that's the NIOSA souvenir.
Gotta have the stack, right? Gotta have the stack going.
We have so much more to explore here downtown, and coming up in just a bit, we're going to talk about that issue, construction. We head to the streets.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about cars. If you walk, if you take a scooter, if you take the bus, it's hard to get around without noticing all the construction projects going on right now. It is unavoidable. But how inconvenient is it for people who live here? We explore the cone zones in just a bit.
Plus, when you think about downtown San Antonio, you probably think Riverwalk. Before it became the destination it is now, it was this man's idea. Where that idea came from after the break. But first, let's take a look outside right now at our beautiful city, and there are some of the
That's the not so beautiful part of our city right there.
It's still pretty, it's just getting a big facelift. Some cone zones downtown San Antonio. You can see people making their way through right now. We're going to talk more about that when we come back.
Welcome back to Know My Neighborhood. San Antonio's origin story starts right here in the heart of the city. And when you think of local history, you may think of the Alamo, or should I say, remember it.
That's right, always. People also think of the Riverwalk when they think downtown San Antonio, whether you're from here or from out of town. It transformed how people use this part of the city, how they see it. And we found out it was all one man's idea, who actually got fired before it was finished. This was the idea way back when.
This was the idea way back when in the 1930s.
This was decades in the making, nearly a century-old idea now.
So about 1910, the citizens thought there should be a park along the river, and that it should be a place where people would come and everything would be very quiet.
Before the park, there was a well-known problem.
There was a movement after successive floods to do some river improvements. As early as the 1860s, there were proposals to build a dam, to build retaining walls.
In 1921, it happened. A flood devastated downtown San Antonio. Water rose 11 feet. 50 people were killed. It prompted the construction of the Olmos Dam north of downtown and the building of a cutoff channel along the river to eliminate the flooding threat. Then came a young architect with an idea.
Robert H.H. Hugman was very young. He was 27 years old in 1929 when he came up with what he called the Shops of Aragon and Romula. Sounds like Game of Thrones or something.
He'd taken a job in New Orleans as an architect.
And he said New Orleans did such a great job with its French history. San Antonio needs to do that with its Spanish history.
It was Hugman's idea to make the San Antonio River a destination, a place with shops and restaurants.
And what was clever about it was he was showing the business community a way to capture more land by having business at the river level and at the street level. Then the stock market crash.
So the Riverwalk idea would have to wait another 10 years until 1939. The work finally got started, but then Hugman got fired, all because of what is a Riverwalk signature today, limestone.
When limestone is cut, it's very fresh and looks very new. And a whole lot of people didn't like that.
And he kept pleading, wait till it grows in, wait till the plants grow in, it'll look much better, which was true, ultimately.
The project was finished without Hugman, but it wasn't an overnight success.
Once it was a destination area, how did that change downtown?
Well, it didn't really change downtown for a long time. In the late 30s, early 1940s, there was still only one or two restaurants down here. And people still perceived it to be a dangerous place to come. And it wasn't until Hemisphere.
Until we got Hemisphere.
The thing that really brought the Riverwalk home and transformed the city was Hemisphere.
San Antonio playing host to the World's Fair in 1968 brought Hemisphere, hotels, and eventually those Riverwalk restaurants Hugman envisioned nearly 40 years earlier. Hemisphere reinvigorated an interest in downtown San Antonio and brought to life the Riverwalk buzz that's still on these banks today.
Come down here and you're in another world, no matter what part of town you're coming from. This is different, and it's San Antonio, and how lucky we are.
How lucky we are. And we have to mention that we found out Robert Hugman, whose idea the Riverwalk was, he got a bit of redemption. So sometime in the early 80s, when they dedicated those bells that hang on the stage at the Arneson River Theater, they had one dedicated in his honor. It has his name on it. So it kind of came full circle. This project that he got some backlash for is now something everyone loves.
I also learned from the locals that there is a bar named after him.
That's right.
Hugman's Hideaway. I've never been there, but now I want to go. All right, Adam Caskey and Nyosa. They're two things that normally make me kind of nervous, and I'm gonna admit I'm still a little nervous about that we're having Caskey set loose.
They're
in
two
La
things
Villita.
fun to watch. Let's see what he's up to. Hey, Adam.
Hey, wait till it's Caskey after dark at Nyosa. That's when the fun begins. That was Adam Higgins behind the camera shaking it. You see the crowd is now, I wouldn't just say filtering in, I would say rushing in, getting their food, getting their drinks, even swapping a few medals, and you see a lot of the good hats too coming and going. And speaking of the hats, the sombrero wagon. We had to come over to the sombrero wagon. Good energetic crowd here with their hats, selling their hats and getting their groove on. Next door to the Cascarones as well. It's a good day out here. I mean, the skies have cleared a little bit, but we had the good cloud deck overhead. What's up? We had that good cloud deck overhead, which gave us nice natural shade for a while. But once the sun sets, I like to get rid of those clouds because then we can cool off at least a little bit. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, did it? Woo, beautiful.
We love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Oh my God.
I'm out of my medals. I'm sorry. You want to help me with the weather?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we gonna have drizzly mornings? Yes. Just say yes to all of this.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have some drizzly mornings.
Yes.
Is it gonna be humid?
Yes.
Yep, it's gonna be humid.
Okay.
Is there a slight chance for storms?
Yes.
Wow, y'all are good at this. Well, thank you. Viva Fiesta.
You are the best. We love you. Oh
my God, you always
I love y'all too. Now, I do want to point out that it's going to be a little damp for the Battle of Flowers parade.
That's okay.
It's going to be a little damp, but just that drizzly dampness and the slight chance of a storm. I mean, we're talking slight chance. It's one of those chances where I say, let us worry about it.
Yes.
Enable notifications on the KSAT weather app.
Yes.
We'll let you know. We'll keep you updated, and we'll go on there live if we need to keep you posted. And it's all about this dry line that's going to be off to the west. You know the dry line, don't you? Yeah, y'all know the dry line.
Can we dance with the dry line?
Oh, you can always dance with the dry line, yeah. I mean, I shake my booty to the dry line all the time, right?
I do it every year.
Every year. So, but that dry line may not be so dry when it moves into town, as it could kickstart a few storms in the area. Friday morning, Battle of Flowers, and then each day thereafter. We're talking a 30% chance. So that's not terrible, right? 30% chance. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we could use the rain, just not at those times. All right, right now, 82 degrees, dew point is 68. Feel the humidity, mugginess in the air. Tomorrow morning, we start today at 70 with the fog and drizzle, and that's going to be a daily occurrence. And even into next week, slight storm chances pretty much every day. Mornings are warmer, back in the low 70s, afternoons in the 80s. My final medal giveaway of this year tomorrow. Tomorrow at Bob Mills Furniture, I-10 in De Zavala. Yeah. Oh, I love my crowd out here. You know, you come out here to do weather and you get helpers. I'll kick it. Woo!
Can't kick too high.
Oh, wait till after dark.
After dark.
That is a Fiesta forecast.
Indeed.
If I ever saw one.
Yes, it is.
The helpers he did not know he needed.
KSAT.
All right. Thank you, Adam and friends. Still ahead here on Know My Neighborhood downtown. One of the biggest complaints here, all that construction. But if you live here, you have to find a way around it.
How people are doing that daily after the break. But first, here are some notes from the neighborhood.
Downtown's coming along.
We need more restaurants down here. Yeah, a lot more restaurants down here. I think that's what we're missing.
You know, somebody who works downtown, I know it's pretty unavoidable, but the construction.
And I've only been living here for a couple months, but I guess over there's a lot of construction, but that's really the only issue that's going on right now.
Downtown is, in the last 15 years, probably wasn't somewhere you would always want to frequent, and since then it's coming along.
I think like the mall can use a little bit of enhancement.
I mean, just keep on its path, same path. You know, that focus on tourism and
bring it back to life and attract more people.
We are back with Know My Neighborhood downtown, where we're learning what it is like to live life as a local downtown. And it's no secret, driving around, it kind of looks like parts of downtown are undergoing major surgery.
Yeah, construction has turned some normally very busy streets into blocked off cone zones. We're seeing a big impact from that during Fiesta, all the events happening down here. Katrina Weber found out how people who live here are overcoming these bumps in the road.
No matter how much he prepares, Steve Wood knows he's in for a rough ride. He's getting ready to give a downtown bike tour, lately full of detours.
We may find out that yesterday that street was open, today that street is closed.
Road construction, he says, has him constantly rerouting. Cone zones have closed off several main streets.
Luckily, we have the flexibility to work around things. We just have to explain to our guests, well, you may not see the Alamo today.
The city of San Antonio is doing major long-term work on a stretch of Broadway south of Hildebrand, on and around Santa Rosa Street, and on South Alamo between Market and Cesar Chavez.
Oh, it's a mess. Yeah.
So
it's a lot of construction going on.
The street closures can catch some visitors by surprise. Others live with this every day.
It definitely takes some navigation getting through this. I log into where I'm going, where I'm leaving from, where I'm going, and it gives me all kinds of routes.
Christopher Moore uses a phone app to get around by bus. He has parked his car for good at his downtown home, but he says his usual 15-minute trip to work is now an hour-long ordeal. In some cases, even walking can be difficult. If I was trying to cross from this corner to, say, Hemisphere Park over there, well, there just aren't a lot of options. We saw some people chancing it by crossing in the middle of busy Cesar Chavez. A few blocks away, this couple is doing their best to feel festive instead of frustrated.
We'd like for it to be done and so we can get around a lot easier.
They say they sometimes drive the back roads, but often end up stuck in traffic.
You just have to wait it out.
Oh, definitely. Playing, of course, their favorite music and the radio, and you just have to have patience.
For others, the end of the road for the construction work can't come soon enough. I know you're probably thinking, what a mess, right? Well, there is some good news about Broadway. Part of it already reopened. The rest should reopen by September, the end of September. And as far as those other two projects, we're talking about next spring, 2025.
Now, it's funny you bring up Broadway because I was just thinking, when was the last time Fiesta parades went down Broadway?
Right.
Doesn't it seem like it was a long time ago? Now, I know those are the three major projects, but there are other projects happening as well.
Right. One that comes to mind is on southbound 35, right there at Brooklyn Avenue. We know that very well. Well, that has been closed for almost a year because of the fire that they had under the highway. And we understand from TxDOT that they're going to have to demolish the whole thing, and that will take place next month. And then they say the rebuilding will start in June. So stay tuned on that. Might be a while.
Yeah, that affects people who live down here and people who travel down here as well.
Who work down here,
yes.
Thank you,
All right.
Katrina. We're just getting started with Know My Neighborhood downtown. When we come back.
When we come back, you will get to meet a woman who is part of a larger group here that calls downtown home. She is among the hundreds who live here unsheltered. In the next half hour, hear what living downtown is like from Cindy's perspective.
Plus, with something to do on every corner, it is one of the big reasons people decide to move down here. We're going to hear more about what makes downtown so special in just a bit. But before we go to break, another look at one of San Antonio's most iconic buildings, the Tower Life Building. You see it off to the right there? The Tower Life Building is being transitioned to more living spaces from business spaces. Just one of the ways downtown's changing. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Know My Neighborhood, downtown San Antonio. In our first half hour, we covered some of the concerns about living here in the heart of the city. But there's also so much to celebrate, like what makes living down here so easy.
Yeah, the people who live down here tell us there is always something going on downtown. And as we take a live look with Drone 12, you can see Nyosa just across the street, Nyosa 2024. Just one of the examples of what's around every corner. Something happening all the time, definitely a perk to living here.
Yeah, having all this in your backyard, that convenience, though, it does come with a cost. But some downtowners tell our Daniela Ibarra the trade-off is worth it.
Beyond the river, its canopy of trees and whimsical wildlife, the beauty of downtown lies in its culture and people.
So I like to say I was born on the river, and now we live right on the river, so I will die on the river.
Kathy Meyer has watched the river ebb and flow alongside her home for around 20 years. Tourist destinations like the San Fernando Cathedral and Main Plaza are just around the block.
It's a great spot to have a museum in the center of the city like that. And not for nothing, there's our liquor store right over there.
So there's a little bit of everything downtown. Yeah. Just like the skyline, Kathy says downtown has evolved. But what's always been the same is the city's congeniality.
It's fun to either drive through or walk through and see people you know and just wave and say hello.
So people who live downtown actually know each other?
Yes. Well, we're a neighborhood. Yes, we know our neighbors. And you can tell worker bees, and you can tell tourists, you can tell residents.
And there's plenty of new ones. Amina Thomas used to live by UTSA, but downtown drew her in.
Really have your fingerprint on a lot of the essence of San Antonio here in downtown area, and I really enjoy that.
What's it like living in downtown during Fiesta?
To me, it's fun because I love being around people. I love seeing the celebrations. I love the noise.
You just count your blessings you don't have to park somewhere because parking is an issue. Name a city where you go and you don't pay for parking.
While downtown is compact, that doesn't mean the living spaces are.
So I know when people think downtown, they think cramped, but this is clearly not cramped.
This is clearly not cramped.
Tony Cantu says he can make plans just by looking out from his balcony.
It's all very walkable. There's things, you can go to the Majestic, the Empire Theater.
Is there anything that you miss or that you feel like you're missing out on because you live downtown?
No, actually we're not missing out on anything.
But that really depends on who you ask.
Not necessity things, but I would love a pedicure place. I would love a more convenient dry cleaner. But pretty much everything else you need downtown is here.
It may not have everything she wants, but for Kathy, this is home. And all are welcome.
Does it ever bother you having that many people here downtown in your neighborhood?
Oh, the more the merrier. You know, we can't get enough people. It is our neighborhood, but it's everybody's place to come.
I love that Kathy said that she knows her neighbors. A lot of people might think living in a high rise, living in apartments above businesses, you might not get to know your neighbors, but that's not the case downtown.
Yeah, no, I mean, I grew up in San Antonio and I just thought of downtown as a tourist spot, but I mean, they know everything. Like, they know who owns what store on the corner. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Does this make you want to move downtown?
A little bit, except for the traffic.
Yeah.
Except for some of that construction.
Yeah.
And what did you tell me about Kathy?
Oh, I want to be her when I grow up. She seems so fun.
She's awesome. I love the fact that she says I was born at the Knicks, so she was born on the river. She lives there. She thinks she's going to die on the river.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
Dedication to downtown. Thank you, Danielle.
Thanks, Daniela.
Still to come here on Know My Neighborhood. You just heard it. Downtown is a place for everybody, and that includes a group that often feels overlooked. How people living on the streets say that they strive to be part of this community. Before we go to break, though, we want to leave you with a look at this. The Torch of Friendship along East Commerce Street. It is a signature of downtown San Antonio. More Know My Neighborhood when we come back. As San Antonio's population grows, so does the number of people living with homelessness.
Affordable housing, low wages, mental health are thought to be some of the reasons why the homeless numbers continue to rise in our city. Our Avery Everett actually touched on this topic in neighboring Dignity Hill, just east of downtown, in an earlier Know My Neighborhood.
And tonight she revisits that issue here in downtown, talking to people about their firsthand experiences and what they believe needs to change to address this complicated issue.
I've never flown a sign. I've never begged for money. But God has blessed me here and there, and I get what I need to survive.
In a city that's constantly moving, Cindy says her life sometimes feels stagnant.
I had 2 jobs in a car, and unfortunately, little by little, it all went away.
She asked us to not show her face or share her last name because she's scared of what could happen. And she's not alone.
I do what I can, wherever I can, with whatever I can.
We get harassed almost every day.
Josiah and Ricardo have similar stories, and there are hundreds more to share who stay downtown. The most recent tally from 2023 says more than 3,000 people in our city are experiencing homelessness. The data hasn't been finalized yet from the most recent count in 2024. So why are so many people experiencing homelessness living downtown? Cindy says herself, it's because that's where the resources are.
There's only a few places in which you can eat and have food every day.
Do you feel supported by the city of San Antonio?
No.
That's why the Downtown Neighborhood Association says it's so important to make people experiencing homelessness still feel a part of the community.
They're a part of the fabric of downtown as well, and they should be taken into consideration.
I try to show people that there is a face to homelessness and we're not all pigs, and I try to pick up or do some public service while I'm out here to show them that I have value and I can help out.
Unlike Cindy, not everyone takes this approach, and there's so many reasons why. Living without permanent shelter looks different for a lot of people.
Homelessness is not always the individual sleeping out on the curb or sleeping under a bridge or something like that. It is impacting everyone differently.
It's hard to get out of this rut, but when you finally give up on humanity and think everybody's down on you, there's somebody that comes out of the woodwork, out of the shadows, and does more for you than any friend ever did.
certainly a problem that's more than just downtown. Avery Everett joins us now live. Avery, how is the city tracking what they're doing to fight homelessness?
Well, it has a dashboard where it's tracking the abatements, and those are the homeless encampment sweeps. And so far for fiscal year 2024, which started back in October, there have been more than 650 of those sweeps. They're averaging 11 abatements a day.
So how many of those are actually happening in the downtown area?
So Solid Waste Management Department says roughly 50 happened in the downtown area, but most of those are on the outskirts. So under highways, under underpasses, you know, not necessarily on the Riverwalk, that sort of thing.
All right. Avery, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, if you are just joining us here, we are live in Civic Park, the heart of downtown San Antonio, right underneath the Tower of the Americas. This is where, starting tomorrow, the music festival La Semana Alegre will take place.
Beautiful place to have it. And today it's the backdrop of Know My Neighborhood, and it's also near where we find our Adam Caskey, actually just across the street at La Villita, taking in the sights and sounds of Nyosa. And he actually had some Casquettes with him the last time we checked in with him. Adam.
Oh yeah, we'll get our selfie in 1 sec. Oh, we've the sights, the sounds, and the moves of Nyosa. We've got the fried mushrooms, the gorditas. We have wine margaritas, and we got the fun crowd. Yeah. It's not fiesta till you shake your booty. High fives all around. Woo! I love the people here. That's the best part, really, is the people. And a human-sized piñata going down the street. A man walking inside of it. We'll try to find that later. Anyway, we got some weather to talk about in a little bit, too. We'll get into that. Updated storm chances, especially for Battle of Flowers time frame. We'll see in a little bit. I feel like I need a mirror so I can see what's happening behind me, just in case.
It's not just the food and the drinks at Nyosa, it's the people and the fashion you find there. Yeah. Adam, thank you.
Yeah. People and the fashion always important when it comes to Fiesta. Absolutely. All right, let's have a live cam right now before we go to break. One more look at downtown with Drone 12. We're enjoying our time down here, and we've learned a lot about this neighborhood. More to come after the break. Welcome back to Know My Neighborhood downtown. We are coming to you live from Civic Park, and I kind of feel like we're in the center, in the eye of this Fiesta storm that seems to be happening all around us. I'm kind of liking the calm. It's turned into a nice night.
Well, let's go someplace that's certainly not calm. Adam Caskey is right across the street at La Villita. He has so far at Nyosa found cowboy boot chanclas, found a life-size, human-sized piñata, and more. Take it away, Adam.
And Mr. Piñata, you know, if you're in the eye of the storm, I think I'm in the eye wall of this storm, and it's a category 5 at least. We moved back around to Chinatown. You can see all the folks down that way, serving the beers over here. We got the cervezas flowing. Everybody's having a good time, obviously. Viva Fiesta! All right, let's get to the maps really quickly. I want to move this way. And I do want to point out let's start with the dew points here. And Mia, if you don't mind activating the computer for me while I'm just trying to navigate the eye wall here. Dew points are back into the upper 60s, right near 70 degrees. Yeah. Caskey, it's humid outside. We know that. But more than just that, it's going to stick around and get worse and lead to more foggy, drizzly mornings. I know we had issues on the roadways earlier today. Anticipate the potential for that the next few mornings as well, as it's pretty much going to be the same thing over and over for the next several days. Now, here's the key when it comes to storm chances. The dry line, the West Texas dry line that's going to be pushing toward us. The question is, how close does it get to I-35 and when? We're going to have the drizzle ahead of it. Then if the dry line can kickstart a few storms, the first of them could make it here by Battle of Flowers, by just around the Battle of Flowers parade time. It's not a big concern. It's only that 20 to 30% chance. Leave it up to, we will watch for it, enable notifications on your KSAT Weather Authority app, and we'll let you know if there's something out there you need to duck inside for a little bit. But keep in mind, we're in a pattern where any storm that does develop could quickly become strong to severe with localized hail and gusty winds. So I know the chances are small, but it's one of those, if they develop, then we got to think about the severe potential. So that's why we're really keeping it out there for you. Now, I do want to point out our forecast here for Battle of Flowers: drizzly, damp, maybe a stray storm in the 70s. The ceilings and the clouds will lift a little bit as the parade progresses. Then we get into Flambeau. We'll be in the 80s. It's going to be sticky and humid and typical Flambeau weather, maybe a stray storm toward the beginning of the parade, but again, only that 20 to 30% chance. 70 degrees in the morning tomorrow. Then by the afternoon, we'll make it up to 84. So similar conditions to today, and obviously that humidity we were talking about. Here's your 7-day forecast. Daily, basically Friday, all the way through the weekend, that 30% chance of a stray storm or two. Can't rule it out. That goes into next week. Highs, though, remain in the 80s. It could be a lot worse this time of year. We've been into the 90s for Fiesta. That's not the case right now. Really quickly, my last and final medal giveaway of this Fiesta tomorrow at Bob Mills Furniture on I-10 in De Zavala. Rumor has it, it's unconfirmed, but rumor has it, Bob Mills himself is going to show up. You'll want to tune in. All right, Viva Fiesta! Come on, friends! Viva Fiesta! Yeah! They're all waiting behind the camera as if I'm not friendly, right? I don't bite, but...
Viva!
High fives all around.
But he confettis.
Yeah, he doesn't bite, but he does give high fives. Thank you, Adam. Here's one more look at the beautiful downtown San Antonio landscape. I love downtown SA. You're watching Know My Neighborhood Downtown, where we're focused on life as a local. What is it like to live down here? We'll be right back.
I love everything about downtown.
I love working down here. Everything's walkable.
Just being able to walk to any location that's around the area.
I like the transportation. The buses are really easy to go around.
I follow Legacy Park and go to the events often.
We're celebrating my birthday. We're here downtown. We love New York, so we're down here just to get that feel of the new buildings coming up.
It's really easy to have just fun that's free.
I've seen it change over the years. I mean, it's come a long way.
All the small businesses that are coming through on Houston Street, there's nothing that I don't love about it.
Welcome back out here live to Civic Park. You see that stage down there? That is part of the prep for tomorrow, La Semana Alegre. We are joined now by Faith Radel, event organizer for La Semana. This event is making a triumphant return to San Antonio. So what is it all about? What can people expect?
Well, we're really excited to have this event back. It's been a while. The last time the event was held was in '95. But what we're most excited about is really showcasing music and having a live music event downtown. We'll have 20 plus bands, multiple stages, DJs, of course, all of the Fiesta favorite food and all of the vendors that people love will also be here. But really the focus is on the music.
And so we've got the stage off to our left here, but there's also the main stage that has downtown as the backdrop. What kind of response have you received since you've brought this back?
People have been really excited. There's a lot of people who've talked about it for years. They've wanted it back. It was, in the 80s and 90s, it was a mainstay during the week of Fiesta. So we're excited to have it back. Hemisphere has not had their own event this week, and so this is benefiting Hemisphere. And as Hemisphere grows, we're excited to be a part of that and to bring all these acts into the middle of downtown.
Yeah.
And there's a long list of acts too. How long does this event go on?
It starts tomorrow night. So tomorrow night we open the gates at 5 p.m. and we go till 11 p.m. We'll have Toadies headlining. We'll have Girl in a Coma reuniting for one last show. We'll also have Grupo Metal with Chris Perez, Sunny Sauceda, Jesse Borrego. It's an amazing lineup. And then on Friday, we're going to have a little bit of a different experience because we're opening the gates at noon. So you can go to the parade, enjoy the Battle of Flowers, and then afterwards just walk on down to Civic Park to Hemisphere and come join us.
Just have a full day of Fiesta.
Yeah.
Faith, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I know you're very busy. Thanks for taking time out. We are live from Civic Park with Know My Neighborhood, the backdrop of this month's episode, and we're happy to be here. We'll be right back. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to one of our viewers. I always say KSAT has the best viewers. Yep. Allison from Lola's Boutique on South Flores made this shirt for me. She brought it to me at 5:30, so that's why I made the wardrobe change between shows.
It was a good choice.
Thank you. Yeah.
But that's what we love about Know My Neighborhood. We get to come out in our communities and meet so many of you. Thank you for joining us for Know My Neighborhood Downtown.
See you on the Night Beat.